masasabi po. Hindi po spicy ching po. Na matagal na po siya naninirahan dito sa Pilipinas. Mahigit 10 years na po siya dito.
非常高兴及吉祥中国国家主席Xi Jinping.
Halos walang tigil kakaiyak si Noemi Deng, ang misis ng naarestong si Yan Qingdeng na sinasabing Chinese spy. Nasasaktan umano siya sa mga akusasyong ibinabato sa kanyang asawa.
Hindi po yung balitang nag-aano siya sa mga yung army. Hindi po. Galing po ako sa China, nakapunta po ako doon. Inano pa namin, in-explore pa namin yung school niya. Hindi po siya nag-ano ng army. Ano ba yun? PLA ba yun? Sa Yangzhou. Opo. Sa Yangzhou University po siya nagtapos ng petrochemical po.
Matatandaan na naaresto si Deng noong nakaraang Biyernes, January 17, kasama ang 2 Pilipino dahil sa kasong espionage o pang-iispiya sa bansa. Nahuli siya habang sakay ng SUV na may mga gamit umano ng pang-ispiya tulad ng LiDAR na isang survey equipment na nakakakuha ng mga detalye ng gusali o lugar na nadadaraanan nito. Bukod pa dito, may nakita ring global navigation satellite system sa naturang sasakyan na pwede umanong direktang maipapadala sa ibang lugar o kahit sa ibang bansa ang nakuhang impormasyon. Batay sa investigasyon ng NBI, ilan sa umunoy inukutang grupo ni Deng ay ang mga kampo ng militar at pulis sa bansa, kasama na ang EDCA site. Ayon kay Chinese-Filipino civic leader na si Teresa Ang Si at ang abogado ng suspect, road survey lamang umano ang ginagawa ng dayuhan at nabibili rin sa online shopping platforms ang mga nakumpiskang gadget sa kanyang sasakyan. Bukod pa dito, nakapagsabi pa umano si Deng sa kanyang misis na sinasaktan umano siya ng mga militar.
Is road surveying equipment para sa autonomous or self-driving cars.
Nakausap ko siya, sabi niya, pinilit daw siya tapos sinapak daw yung ulo niya. Pero okay naman daw po siya. Sabi ko, maganda ba kinalalagyan mo? Kumakain ka ba? Konti lang daw kinakain kasi yun lang din naman siguro yung binibigay talaga.
Ayon kay Noemi, 2013 nang magkakilala sila sa isang social media app ng kaniyang asawa. 2014 sila nang kinasal at meron silang 8 taong gulang na anak na lalaki. Nanirahan umano sila ng ilang taon sa China at nang bumalik sa Pilipinas ay nagnegosyo umano sila ng buy and sell. Nitong Lunes, nabisita niya ang kanyang mister sa NBI Detention Center sa Muntinlupa City. Wala umanong ibang bukang bibig si Deng kundi ang anak nila. Panatag naman daw si Deng na makakalaya rin dahil inosente raw siya. Tingin ni Ang Si, may kinalaman ang tensyon ngayon sa pagitan ng China at Pilipinas sa kasong kinahaharap ngayon ni Deng. Ayon naman ng NBI at AFP, ang pagkakaaresto umano kay Deng ay resulta ng ilang buwang surveillance. May iba pang araw na nahuli na konektado rin sa espionage at ang nakakagimbal pa. Base kasi umano sa ilang buwang pag-iimbestiga sa mga espiya rito sa bansa na kaya pala raw nakakapasok ng Pilipinas ang mga Chinese nationals. Kahit na walang kaukulang dokumento ay dahil na rin sa isang malaking opisyal ng bansa na nasa pwesto pa umano ng gobyerno at malapit rin daw sa gobyerno ng China ang masaklap kapwa Pilipino ang nasa likod nito. Sa ginanap na pagdinig ng House Quad Committee, marami ang nadiskubre ng Quadcom dahil na rin sa matalinong diskarte sa pagsisiyasat ni Congresswoman Jinky Luestro sa mga resource person ukol sa extrajudicial killings at sa illegal na droga na nakumpiska na nagkakahalaga ng 6.4 billion pesos na galing China. Dawit ang pamilyang Duterte, partikular na kay Pulong Duterte at ang asawa mismo ni VP Sara Duterte na si Attorney Mans Carpio. Base sa kanilang masusing investigasyon, napag-alaman ang mahahalagang detalye na dapat na malaman ng sambayan ng Pilipino, lalo na't nakataya rito ang kinabukasan at kapayapaan ng ating mahal na Pilipinas. Panuurin, pakinggang mabuti at kayo na ang bahalang humusga. Ngunit bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag kalimutang i-like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more updates and for more upcoming videos. Maraming salamat!
Which, as described by Mr. Guban, has been existing in BOC since time immemorial. And the significance of this TARA system, kapag nag-green lane ka, exempted ka sa document inspection, exempted ka din sa physical examination. Do you confirm that?
Yes, sir. Pwede ko po bang dagdagan yun? Hindi naman po, katulad po ng sinabi niya, time immemorial po, nandiyan na po yung TARA. Hindi po naman namin ginusto na pasukin yung TARA system na yan. Kaya naman ginagawa yan, siyempre, yung mga negosyante, kung makakabawas ka ng babayaran, gagawin mo. Lalo na kung itong mga
For some, yes.
Ito pong
But for
nagpapakonsolidate.
some, there is intention really to bring in contraband. Yung iba ang gusto magtipid lang. Pero yung iba, chances are, the intention really is to bring in prohibited items. Would you agree
Yes.
with me?
Yes, Your Honor. Pero katulad po ng sinabi ko, paano naman yung mga maliliit na nagnenegosyo kung yung kalaban nila na nagnenegosyo din, dumadaan sa TARA system, sila naman hindi. Paano nila maibibenta yung mga produkto nila na hindi nila kayang tapatan yung presyo ng mga taong yun?
That is just a portion of a bigger perspective, Mr. Taguba. I am more alarmed about the national security of the country considering the manipulation of the entry of goods inside the country. For the information of the Filipino people, based on the previous testimony of our resource persons, kapag enrolled ka sa TARA system, you avail of the green lane, exempted ka sa document inspection, exempted ka sa physical examination. Kung nasa yellow lane ka, exempted ka sa document exemption, inspection, pero hindi ka exempted sa physical examination. Is that correct?
Yes po.
At
Yes, Your
kapag
Honor.
red lane ka, subject ka both to document inspection and to physical examination.
Yes po, Your Honor.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, gusto ko lang malaman kung sino yung naglagay ng mga ganung lane. Yung ba ay due course ng customs o sino ang naglagay nun? Yung red lane, green lane,
BOC na po makakasagot po niyan.
ang BOC na makakugot nun.
Hindi ko po alam.
Okay, Commissioner Paildon, ano po yung sinasabi ni Mr. Taguba na red lane, green lane? Ano po yun?
Those classifications, hindi lang po yan peculiar sa Pilipinas. Annually, there's a annual Director General's Conference of all customs chiefs in the world. And these are the best practices that has been agreed upon to do. When I assume, matagal na po siya doon.
Ibig sabihin, you confirm na merong ganong classification.
Yes, sir, but I would like to disagree on some of the requirements stated by one of our speaker here that when you pay TARA, nasa green lane ka. I would like to disabuse that because there's stringent requirements before you go there. Most of these corporations that are there, these are international corporations who have proven their honesty in importing commodities. You cannot be importer today and be at the green lane tomorrow.
So,
I
Commissioner Paildon, you affirm, you confirm that there is a TARA system.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe
There
in
is,
that.
oo.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you believe that to be legal.
Pakiuli, sir, di ko na kuha.
Do you believe that to be legal?
It's
The
criminal.
TARA system is legal.
It's criminal, Your Honor.
It is illegal.
Yes, Your Honor.
Illegal yan.
Yes, Your Honor.
But you know that there is.
Of course, Your
And
I
you
know,
did
Your
not
Honor.
do anything to stop it.
I did a lot, sir, Your Honor.
What did you do to stop the TARA system?
Ang una-una,
During
sir,
your time.
yes, sir. In my small time, there a little over 1 year. In my first week of stint, I requested all the importers and brokers and appeal to them because I agree with your honors that this is since immemorial and we've been losing maybe trillions already because wala nagbabayad eh. Si Mr. Tagupa sinasabi niya gusto makabawas eh. Ang samang pakinggan eh. Kasi ginugulangan mo na kagad yung bansa eh. Gusto mong kumita, so bawasan mo na kagad yung tariff na babayaran mo. Talagang hindi pwede yan. So I appealed to them. Then after 2 months, unang meeting namin, these are thousands of brokers and importers. I appealed to them na maawa naman kayo sa bansa natin. Yung binabayad yung buwis, para sa atin yan. The second is dun sa trade center. I think more than 2,000 attended. Pero ganun pa rin, sir, eh. Talagang embedded. Marami talagang importers and brokers na gustong kumita. So, I started vetting kung sino itong mga airing. That's why we came up with that 4,000 na dinlist namin. Nagalit sila sa akin, of course, but we are, lahat tayo, sir, naglilingkod sa bayan. So, sinasabi nga niya, gusto makabawas. Yes, makabawas sila sa kanilang binabayaran, pero yung taong bayan yung nalulugi dyan. So, I think, as far as they are concerned, hindi nila ako nagusto kasi 4,000 nga tinanggal ko sa listahan nila eh. So those are the process na ginawa ko, Your Honor. Talaga pong,
Commissioner, ang sinabi ni Mark Taguba, gusto nilang makabawas, kaya sila yung nagpupunta roon sa classification ng lanes. Tama ba ako, Mr. Taguba?
Pwede ko po bang sagutin yung sinabi?
Go ahead. Sige po. Sagutin nyo.
Yung sinasabing makabawas, unang-una, hindi namin gusto magtara. Yan naman eh, hindi papansinin yung dokumento mo.
Pag-i-explain muna sa amin, ano ba yung TARA system para sa kaalaman ng taong bayan? Ano ba talaga ang TARA system sa Bureau of Customs? Lagay ba yan? O ano ba yan?
Lagay po. Grease money po ito, TARA.
O ibig sabihin, the TARA system is grease money. Nabanggit nga po ni Commissioner Paeldon, Mr. Chair, na ang TARA system is illegal, di ba? O, tama rin ang sinabi ni Mark Taguba na ito ay grease money o lagay. Ano?
Yes po.
Gaano kataas ang lagay sa isang TARA?
Maabot po ng 10,000 kung di po ako nagkakamali.
Per container?
Per container. Depende po sa opisina.
Anong gusto mong ipaliwanag kanina?
Gusto ko lang ipaliwanag na sinasabi niya na yung mga nagpaparating ng mga produkto nila gusto makabawas kaya nagtatara. Unang-una, hindi nila kailangan magbigay ng tara kung maayos yung BOC. Kung inaasikaso yung mga papel at hindi kailangan magbigay ng buwis para lang asikasuhin ka, walang magbibigay ng tara. So, sabi nga ni Jimmy Guban dito, time immemorial, nandiyan na yan. So, dapat ang ano dyan is yung tara, kung wala yan, yun yung pinaka-problema eh. Hindi kailangan ng mga nagpaparating ng mga produkto na may tara. Kaya sila nagtara kasi yung mga kakompetensya nila, mas mababa yung binabayarang buwis. Paano ka makikipagkompetensya sa kanila kung mas mababa yung buwis nila?
Commissioner Peldon, kanina nabanggit mo na nababawasan yung ibinibigay sa bayan, no? Itong tara, hindi naman sa bayan ibibigay ito sa bulsa eh. Di ba?
yes, Your
Sa
Honor.
bulsa na ibibigay yan eh.
Yes,
So,
Your
paano
Honor.
mapapaliwanag mo sa amin ngayon na nababawasan yung ibinibigay na dapat na ibigay sa bayan natin?
Tama po kayo, sir. That's why yung first meeting ko sa kanila, this is exactly how I appealed to them. Kung meron kayong alam na airing BOC officer na tumatanggap ng tara, ay pwede nyo bang ireklamo, pumunta kayo sa opisina namin at ibigay nyo sa amin yung pangalan. Sir, after 6 months,
Wala bang sinabi sa'yo, meron ka pa salita, Commissioner, wala pang binanggit sa'yo mga pangalan ng panahon mo? Wala ba?
sir, nag-appeal ako for 6 months. Of the 12,000 importers and brokers, kahit
Wala.
isa sa kanila, walang nagsabi na mayroon tumatanggap ng tara. So that is our problem. No one is willing among them to complain kung sino yung taga-BOC na tumatanggap.
Ibig sabihin, natatakot po sila magsalita pag wala kayo natatanggap na report. nakakapagtaka po naman, Commissioner Peldon, na pakituruan niyo po ako na hindi niyo po alam kung sino yan, samantalang kayo pong Commissioner.
Your Honor, ang hirap pong mag-akusa ka na wala kang ebidensya. That's why sinasabi ko, tama po, I believe na may tara. That's why in my first 6 months, I appealed to them. Please go to our office and let us know kung sino po itong tumatanggap ng tara.
Hindi talaga maaalis ng korupsyon. Pag ganyan.
I would
ngayon,
like to ask also.
Sino po yung ating ano ngayon? Commissioner La Peña, kayo po ngayon ng ano? Sino ang ating ano ngayon? Sino ang ating BOC ngayon?
Mr. Chair,
Sige po.
I just want to manifest that I am yielding whatever time is remaining for me to Chairman Abante as I need to move to my other committee for a hearing.
So you're yielding your time to...
Yes, Mr. Chair, and I am soliciting the
Because
permission of the chairman to leave this
because
committee
the
hearing.
interjection was so long. That's the reason why? Okay, thank you so much, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro. You can proceed.
Mr. Chair, that was not
Co-chair.
actually interjection. It was actually Commissioner
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Luistro
Mr. Chair.
has already
this one is very
Yes.
short, really. This one is very short, just to wind up.
Okay, Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, you are recognized.
About the manipulation of the yellow lane, the green lane, and the red lane. Yung sinasabi po ni Mark Taguba, gusto makabawas, gusto makatipid. That is in as far as the revenue generation perspective of the government is concerned. But I wish to invite the attention of the committee to a bigger perspective. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito is not only misdeclaration, but even non-declaration. Paano kung may magpasok ng bomba? Paano kung may magpasok ng mga firearms and ammunitions without the necessary declaration? And what if the consignee, the end user of this importation, are terrorist group? I hope we appreciate the possibility na baka hindi lang po income ng gobyerno ang nawawala. Baka hindi lamang po batas ang nava-violate. Mr. Chair, I lament that with that existing system as alleged by our resource persons, we are compromising already even the national security of our country. That is a manifestation, Mr.
Yes,
Chair.
thank you so much. And with that as well, kasi medyo meron lang ako itatanong sa mga naging commissioner ng BOC. Kasi pag may mga nakakalusot sa atin, katulad ng binabanggit ni Mark Taguba, ay nag-i-issue tayo ng di ba? Minsan hinahabol natin yan, di ba? Nag-i-issue tayo ng parang letter of authority para doon po sa mga illegal goods na nire-raid natin sa mga warehouses. Is this a correct assumption? Kay Mr. La Peña and Mr. Peldon, you can answer both.
Yes, sir. The commissioner is granted by the new law, Customs Modernization and Tariff Act of 2016, to issue search warrant as far as imported commodities are concerned. So
Yes.
the customs can issue search warrants and confiscate smuggled commodities. Your
Yeah,
Honor.
okay. So, may mga ini-issue tayong letter of authority. Tapos, kapag nakita natin na yun nasa mga warehouses na yon are illegal goods, nag-i-issue tayo ng warrant to seize and to destroy. Ganun ba ginagawa ng Bureau?
You can confiscate the commodity outrightly, Your Honor. And depending on the type of commodity, let's say in my time, sir, if I may, the importation of fake cigarette seals that were actually used for local manufacturers in their cigarettes is one of the powers of the customs to seize and confiscate commodities.
So-
Those are just ones of the...
So, yung mga confiscated na mga goods, yung mga illegal goods na nako-confiscate, because of the warrant that are being issued by the BOC, how can we be sure of na hindi yun po bumabalik sa market, na lahat ng mga goods na nako-confiscate ay napapapunta po doon muli sa BOC, or ito po ay talagang dinidestroy? What are the parameters being undertaken by the Bureau para yung kinonduct po nating raid through the letter of authority on raiding that warehouse where the illegal goods are being kept? Anong assurance ng taong bayan na hindi po ito bumabalik doon sa black market, kumbaga, sa mga suki buyer na pinalusot? Kasi usually, 'di ba, katulad nung sinasabi natin sa mga illegal drugs na 'yan, 'di ba, minsan hindi naman talaga sinusunog lahat yung hindi naman dinidestroy lahat, 'di ba? So what are the parameters?
The disposal of some commodities, the authority to dispose it or how to proceed after the confiscation is no longer under the authority of the commissioner. It goes to the secretary level, and
Secretary of
Finance. That's where the BOC is under. So for like perishable items, talagang, let's say, sibuyas, nabulok na yan doon sa pier, pinoprocess pa yung disposal niyan. So there's specific parameters on how these commodities are being disposed of. But for the recyclable, let's say for the cigarette, hindi mo yan basta-basta lang itapon kasi yung shelf life time niyan is mahaba. So even the highest government, meron siyang power to address how these confiscated commodities are to be disposed of.
Mr.
So
Chair,
hindi lang talaga commissioner lang, Your Honor.
So dito sa mga raids that are being or were being conducted noon before, meron na bang naging successful yung mga kinasuhan natin? Kasi in the first place, dapat, di ba, kung nag-grade tayo, tapos na-confiscate natin yung mga illegal goods sa isang warehouse. So, dahil nga, nandun siya sa warehouse, illegal goods siya, meron na bang nakasuhan sa BOC? Because nakalusot lumabas nakarating sa warehouse And we have numerous, marami tayong mga raids that were conducted that was issued by the commissioner ng letter of authority para mag-search ng mga illegal commodities. So, nakita natin, napatunayan natin na maraming mga illegal goods. So, meron bang kinasuhan sa BOC because of that? Sige, sir.
Your Honors, during my time, the biggest, let's say, success the BOC has achieved was the payment of 33 billion pesos to the Philippine government as a result of our raid.
Commissioner, yung tinatanong ko po, kung merong kinasuhan sa BOC, kasi nakalusot Halimbawa,
Yes, sir.
kotse,
Yes, sir.
nakalusot. May kinasuhan po ba?
Yes, sir. Yung Mighty Cigarette, we raided that, we filed a case, and they settled to pay the government 33 billion pesos. That's the biggest during my time.
Aside from that, kasi siguro we need to find out, during your time, during ng mga BOC natin, na commissioner, Mr. Chairman, siguro alamin po natin kung ilan po yung inisyo nilang letter of authority or yung mga kinonduct nilang mga search at mga raids. Tapos makita natin, ilang successful raids po doon, ang nagkaroon ng doon sa mga empleyado natin sa BOC na nanagot dahil doon po sa mga naging successful na raids. So I think it's high time that we audit the letter of authority that was being issued by the commissioners. Kasi makikita po natin yung mga issuance nila ng letter of authority doon sa mga raid na kinonduct nila. At kung successful ito, ilan ang nanagot sa BOC ng mga empleyado. So, Mr. Chairman, I think in the next hearing, we will be asking the present, yung BOC, sino ba BOC natin ngayon? Sino nga ba? Si Rubio. To submit to us yung mga letter of authorities that was issued by the different administration. And at the same time, makita din po natin yung warrant nung cease and destroy, yung WSD na sinasabi. Kasi nga po, kasi dito rin po tayo nalulusutan yung mag-i-issue sila ng warrant to cease and destroy. Pero ang dinedestroy nila, tama si Nick Paldon na depende. Kung perishable, maaaring bulok na. Pero yung mga hindi, yung mga dinedestroy ba nila, talagang 100% dinedestroy nila? Yun ang gusto natin malaman. Kung naglilinis na rin lang tayo sa gobyerno, linisin na po natin lahat. So, yun lamang po, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair.
Balik na po natin kay Chairman
Thank
Ace.
you, Congressman Fernandez. Yes, Congressman Abante.
I just would like to continue on asking the question on the TARA, no? Sapagkat, Luca, we have been talking about the TARA system nung pang-isa Pero hanggat pinag-uusapan natin yan, at hindi natin talaga natutukoy yan para hihinto yan, wala rin kwenta ito pinag-uusapan natin. So gusto kong kausapin, yung pagkatapos ng Commissioner Peldon, si Commissioner La Peña, di ba? So Commissioner La Peña, nung panahon mo, meron pa rin TARA system.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Chairman. Yes, there was. In fact, before I assumed as the Commissioner of Customs,
Pakitapit po yung microphone.
before I assumed as the Commissioner of the Bureau of Customs, I heard the privilege speech of Senator Ping Lacson. And the TARA system was mentioned by him, which is existing in the Bureau of Customs.
Sino po ito? Sino po?
Senator Lacson, Your Honor.
Now, I'd like to know, Commissioner La Peña and Commissioner Baildon, that the TARA system, if it continues, it is a big loss to the revenues of this government. Am I right?
That's right, Your Honor.
So, what happened in your own turf?
Yeah, in my time, what I did was, of course, that's one basis ng aking action, plan of action in the Bureau of Customs. But among others, I met the Association of Importers and talked to them kung ano ba yung mga problema nila. And that is one of those mentioned. But among those, aside from that, the other problem is the slow facilitation or the slow processing of the papers. In fact, it's because of the slow processing of the papers that the importer go to those people who processes their documents, and their goods or when it is delayed, there is a penalty, which is called yung dimurahe, which is 10,000 per day. Ang dimurahe niyan, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. That's why yung mga importers talagang bumibigay, even without asking. The TARA system actually is a facilitation fee, na kung nagbigay ka, aalalayan yung iyong goods. That's why what I did as a solution is after talking with all concerned, number one is I acted on the AMO, Accreditation Management Office, because that is the first place where corruption happens.
Pero Commissioner Peña, nung panahon ninyo, andun pa rin yung classification ng red lane, ng green lane, andun pa rin.
There was, Your Honor.
But you did not do anything to remove it, did you?
Well, actually, Your Honor, it's necessary. The green lane has to be resorted to, because kung hindi mo isi-segregate yung mga cleared na, mahaba yung pila ng mga container van na yan, container truck. Magkakaroon ng ng traffic in the process. That's why.
So what's the difference between the red lane and the green lane?
The green lane is cleared already, Your Honor. The red lane, these are the one that is subjected to a more strict scrutiny, passing through the X-ray.
Tama po yung sinabi ni Mark Taguba, na pag nasa green lane ka, hindi na binubuksan yung container, hindi na masyadong ina-examine yan. Yan ay talagang diretsyo na, ganun po ba?
That's right, Your Honor.
Therefore, talagang hindi mawawala ang korupsyon, Commissioner La Peña, because of that. Am I right?
Yeah, yes, Honor. But there are ways how to address that situation. And as I have said, we have to talk with the personnel, customs personnel, to move faster, to act faster on the papers of the importers. And I have a study, a plan. Actually, I have started already the automation of customs. And if we automate, that will reduce the processing of papers, Your Honor, and that will address the corruption, actually, that has been prevailing in the Bureau of Customs. And there will be less human factor or human intervention. I saw those automated customs in the Kota Kinabalu customs facilities. You cannot see brokers in that area, but the container vans passes through na walang intervention, but they are subjected to X-rays. So it is you can collect more revenues. Siguro yung if we will go automated, the cost of automation is bak isang taon lang yan, iba mababawi na yung X-ray machine na yan o yung automation, I mean. So I last hearing, Your Honor, when I was here, I mentioned about the automation in the Bureau of Customs because I feel very strongly that will be the solution dito sa problema sa Bureau of Customs.
The Commissioner, both of you know, the digitalization of the agency like the Bureau of Customs was started during the time of President Ramos. I'd like to find out from you, what happened to the digitalization of the agency? Because, as you have said, that is one way to curb corruption, to digitalize the Bureau of Customs. We were talking with the Bureau of Internal Revenue chairman today, and he told me that that is one way to curb corruption. Digitalize mo ang agency ng ating pamahalaan. So, ano po ang ginawa ninyo? Uunahin ko sa Commissioner Peldon. What have you done as far as digitalizing the Bureau of Customs?
During my time, sir, there is, in fact, in the previous administration, there was an allocation of 400 million pesos to computerize customs. But it was subject to court litigation. So, it was never implemented during my time because the 400...
Commissioner, because there are some people there in customs who are actually against it. So they can continue the corruption. Am I right?
It can be assumed that way, sir.
Not only assumed that way, Commissioner Peldon. It is true. Di ba? That's the reason why merong court case dyan, napatagal yung digitalization dyan. Hanggang ngayon, Commissioner La Peña, how many percent of the Bureau of Customs are actually digitalized?
Well,
during your time?
Yeah, in my time, Your Honor, the offices have computers, are computerized. But I am referring to the computerization of the importation process, Your Honor. And as I've said, we have started the planning of this computerization of the Bureau of Customs. Although, well, I was not able to finish it because I was transferred to TESDA. I became the Director General of TESDA. But just the same, that project was being piloted, operationally tested, Your Honor, but it did not push through anymore. I agree with you that maybe within the customs do not like the computerization. the automation. That's why I should come from the national government, from the, for example, from the custom, from the Congress, and let it happen. Let the automation be done, completed, and implemented in Bureau of Customs. 1 year only that can be yung cost ng automation will be mababawi na yon sa revenue na
Mr. Chair, perhaps one of the bills that the Quadcom could be able to look into is the bill to actually digitalize agencies in government that are very much involved, especially in the issue of corruption, Mr. Chair. Pero itong si Mr. Taguba, ikaw ba ay dumating pa sa time ni Commissioner La Peña o kay Commissioner Peldon lamang?
Kay Commissioner Peldon lang po.
Okay. So, let me ask you, no, in the truest sense of the word. Now, you tell me, sapagkat Commissioner Peldon, you have admitted that you were not actually in control of everything. Ibig sabihin, yung pag-release ng mga containers is not up to you anymore. So, director na lang, di ba?
The law specifically said that that's the role of the collectors in the 38 ports nationwide.
Therefore, hindi mo na alam yon.
The details of those packing lists, because in one port alone, there are, 2,500 containers coming daily. So talagang napakarami. That's why the new law delineate the role of the commissioner and the collectors nationwide. Because commissioner cannot go to that 38 ports and inspect those commodities.
What does the custom police do? Do you have enough policemen in the customs branch that are actually looking into it? Hindi ba sila ang dapat managot dyan?
I think just like the other government agencies, we lack manpower as far as the customs police is concerned. Of the 38 ports, I think the manpower to do that is not enough to really seal the borders as far as importation of contraband is concerned, Your Honor.
Chair, I'd like to make a request or a motion that we also invite the director of the Customs Police to shed light in this corruption, Mr. Chair.
Yes, okay. COMSEC, you are directed to send the invitation to the head of the Customs Police in the next scheduled committee hearing.
CIS,
so before we proceed, let me acknowledge first the presence
Sir.
of yes.
CIIS ba yan?
Customs Police is different from CIIS, correct?
Iba ba yung CIIS
magkaiba yan.
sa Custom Police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
So may we invite also sa CIIS then?
And the head of the CIIS, COMSEC. So let me acknowledge first the presence of the following members who are present. Congresswoman Pami Zamora, Congressman Zia Adyong, Congressman Ernex Junicio, Congressman Ping Remulla, Congressman Salvador Plato, Congressman Rog Gutierrez, and Congressman Arrogancia.
Mr. Chair,
Congressman Akop?
pwede po bang mag-interject?
Yes, you may. Congressman Akop, please proceed.
Thank you. Do we have a representative of the Bureau of Customs today?
We invited the Bureau of Customs for today's committee hearing, right? And is there any representative from the BOC? Oh, there.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Can you please identify yourself from the BOC?
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I'm Attorney Tristan Langkay. I am the current Director of the Legal Service, Bureau of Customs.
Okay, thank you, Attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I proceed?
Please proceed.
Thank you. The two former customs director admitted that there's a TARA system. There was a TARA system during their tenure. Would that be correct? Sid, would that be correct during your term that there was a TARA system? Commissioner La Peña?
There was, Your Honor. In fact, well, what I did, with your permission, if may I explain a little bit. What I did was...
No. Commissioner Sid, I premise ko lang ito. Commissioner Feldon,
Yes, Your Honor.
you admitted also that there
Yes,
was
Your
a
Honor.
TARA system during your tenure.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, may I ask the representative of the Bureau of Customs, meron po bang TARA system ngayon?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I have no experience or knowledge on that TARA system, Your Honor. Currently, I'm just with the legal service of the
How
Bureau of
long have
Customs.
you been in the Bureau of Customs?
I've been with the Bureau of Customs since 2009, Your Honor.
And you do not know of the existence of a TARA system within your department or your office?
As to the existence, Your Honor, I have no personal knowledge of that.
I'm not asking whether you have personal knowledge.
Yes, Your Honor, if not personal knowledge, I've heard about it during discussions like this forum, during investigations. Sa mga kwentuhan, Your Honor, narinig ko, pero wala akong experience on that, Your Honor.
Attorney,
Yes, sir.
hindi naman galing sa Bureau of Customs yung report sa amin. Galing sa mga broker mismo. Yung nakikipag-deal sa customs na may TARA system. I do not know. You have been with customs since 2009, and you, in this committee, the two customs director already admitted that there was a TARA system during the term. Tapos ngayon, ang tanong ko, meron pa ba sa Bureau of Customs? Sabi mo, attorney, you do not know. You do not have any personal knowledge. Did you take your oath?
No, he has not taken his oath yet, Your Honor, but we can administer the oath now. Comsec, please.
I think it is necessary, Mr. Chair, so that if I find him lying, then I can move to cite him in contempt.
Okay. Please, Comsec, administer the oath of Attorney Langkay from the Bureau of Customs.
Sir, please stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this congressional inquiry, so God may help you? Yes, the oath has been administered, sir.
Thank you, Comsec. Please proceed, Congressman Akop.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I do not know, attorney, if in the previous hearing, present po kayo.
I was not present, Your Honor.
It was Attorney Boca?
I think it's
Boco,
Attorney Dibuco, Your Honor, one of the chiefs who is under the legal service, Your Honor.
I agree. At halos parehas kayo ng sagot. You do not have personal knowledge. Yun din ang sagot nung representative ng Customs in the last hearing. But I would like to tell you, dalawa na yung naging commissioner ng Customs. Sinabi po nila, inamin nila na may TARA system. Si Mr. Jimmy Guban, who had been with Customs, inamin din niya na may TARA system. Si Mr. Taguba, na nakikipag-deal dun sa Customs, inamin din niya na may TARA system. Kayo na lang po, na nandun sa Customs currently, ang hindi po umaamin na merong TARA system. Ulitin ko yung sinabi ko nung last hearing. Pag nawala na yung Friday habit ng Customs at 3 o'clock in the afternoon of Friday, maniniwala na po ako na walang TARA system. Now, may I ask, do you want to refute that, attorney? Pati si Senator Lacson, in one of his privileged speeches, sinabi rin niya yan.
Your Honor, can I...
Do you want to refute my statement?
No, Your Honor, I just want to say something about it.
You ask the permission of the chairman, the rules.
Mr. Chair, can I make a
Please
manifestation on that matter, Your Honor? Considering that a certain Mr. Taguba is saying that there is a TARA system and he has experienced it, Your Honor. As a lawyer, Your Honor, may I just suggest, Your Honor, that a proper complaint affidavit identifying the specific circumstances on which he actually paid TARA and identifying the, Your Honor, please, with due respect, the persons or individuals involved so that the proper appropriate administrative or criminal action can be undertaken, Your Honor. Please, that's just my idea, Your Honor. Thank you.
If I may, Congressman Acop, Attorney, yung pagtatanong tungkol doon ba sa TARA system, kung ito ba ay existing hanggang sa ngayon, ay nasa konteksto po nung paghingi ng information na patuloy pa ba itong mga ganitong mga gawain dyan sa loob ng customs. Of course, we're not saying that you are involved in that kind of illegal system. What we're saying is that you may probably have heard from the sources or grapevines or even perhaps some of your colleagues na merong ganitong nangyayari. Yun ang konteksto ng pagtatanong. Kasi dalawang former commissioner nagsabi meron. Diba? Yung broker na nagnenegosyo sa loob, sinasabi meron. Yung intelligence officer na taga-loob ng custom, sinasabi meron. Ikaw na taga-loob ka ng custom, sinasabi mo, hindi mo, wala. Diba? So ano yun? Please, you probably have heard that there are stories about the TARA system inside. Kasi sa tagal mo dyan, imposible eh. Di ba, Attorney? Yes, please.
Your Honor, can I expound, Your Honor? Since I joined the Bureau, I've heard stories about the TARA system. And it seems that the TARA system was in place even before this container shipments was in place.
Yes.
Because shipments before was in open. There's no modal containers. It's not covered. So in open. So they make the TARA, they count. TARA is a counting system at the time, Your Honor, that they make.
Attorney,
that was the context, Your Honor, and then that I explained that I heard. Then eventually, Your Honor, during my stint in the Bureau of Customs, I also heard it during inquiries. Just like what happened during the inquiry in this EMT case, Your Honor, please.
Hindi, ang sinasabi, you're lecturing us on the sinasabi mong TARA na yung the usual word, the real definition of TARA. But in this case, in the context of the questions raised by Congressman Acop, yung TARang pinag-uusapan natin dito ay yung lagay, ay yung grease money. Ang tanong, ulitin natin, tinatanong ni Congressman Acop, meron pa bang grease money o TARA dyan sa Bureau of Customs sa ngayon?
As of now, Your Honor, I have no information about a TARA system ongoing with the Bureau of Customs.
Mr. Chair,
okay,
alam mo, nakakagalit to. I think you're lying to us. You know, you have been there for quite a time. If the commissioners know about that, why don't you know? You're a lawyer. My goodness, and you're even telling us, suggesting to us that Mr. Tagupa file a complaint? My goodness, Mr. Chair, pasensya po kayo, pero talagang kinakailan sabihin ko to eh.
Thank you, Congressman Abante. Please proceed, Congressman Acop.
Before I proceed, Mr. Chair, I would just like to make a manifestation. Attorney, in the last hearing also, a representative of the Customs Police appeared here as a resource person in the name of Major Cascolan. Inamin din po niya na merong TARA system. I am surprised na kayong dalawa na nandun sa legal department, parehas kayo ng sagot. It is off record, Attorney. Now, may I proceed, Mr. Chair? I would like to ask the two commissioners, Inamin niyo po na merong TARA system. At may, sa pagtatanong ni Honorable Abante, may mga nawawala para sa gobyerno. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, may I know, have you ever estimated the amount of money that government is losing because of this TARA system annually? Para makita natin anong epekto nito sa ating bansa. Have you ever conducted an investigation on the estimate of money lost by government annually?
Mr. Chair. Well, for easy computation, Your Honor, Mr. Chair, say the container ban is valued at
with your indulgence, Sid, my question is, have you ever conducted an investigation to estimate the amount of losses of government because of the TARA system? Have you ever done that?
During my time, I did, sir.
You did?
Yes, Your Honor.
How about you, Commissioner Sid?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, what was the result of your investigation? May I know?
During my time, Your Honor, there's around 2,500 containers coming to the country every day. If the TARA system applies at that time, it's around 30,000. So annually, the government is losing around 27 billion, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor, that's my estimate during my time.
27 B per year.
Yes, Your Honor, based on the 2,500 containers coming in daily during my time, Your Honor.
Sid?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, practically it's almost the same, Your Honor. If you compute losses of 200,000 per shipment at 10 per importer, and if you have 250,000 containers, if the value of that 250,000 is
2,500 containers a day. Yun po ang statement ni
Yes, Your Honor.
Commissioner Faeldon, hindi 250,000.
Yeah, I agree with the computation of Commissioner Faeldon, Your Honor.
That would be the same amount.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, may I ask the current Bureau of Customs, the representative, do you know of this? Siguro wala dahil you do not know whether there's a TARA system or not. Tama po ba, Attorney?
I don't have I don't have those numbers, Your Honor.
You could just imagine if the calculations of both the former commissioners would be true, 27 billion na nawawala sa atin annually. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yun lang po ang gusto kong malaman.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. The next to interpellate is Congresswoman Franz Castro. You have 10 minutes.
Short lang, Mr. Chair. Ika-clarify ko lang mamaya sa EJK, may mga series of question ako dun sa ating mga resource person. So para hindi lang ako mawala doon sa opening po ni Representative Abante, dahil gusto rin natin, dahil in aid of legislation, mag-ano tayo ng amendments tungkol dito sa sinasabing command responsibility, Mr. Chair. And parang mayroong time constraint yata si Attorney Nery Colmenares. So kanina po, Mr. Chair, Chairman Abante mentioned about some police officers defense that they only followed yung mga orders. So what does the law state with regards to this? At saka yung pwede bang maka-get away yung mga police po na sa crime claiming itong command responsibility. Ano po ba yung law na nagsasabi doon sa command responsibility? So gusto ko lang malaman, baka meron tayong pwedeng i-revise doon sa sa batas.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Well, I heard the statement of Congressman Abante about some officers saying that we only followed orders doon sa EJK, no? And even other illegal orders na nalalaman ngayon. Well, the law, Republic Act 9851, if you wish to go into that, says that una muna, sa illegal orders, hindi mo pwedeng depensa sa korte na inutusan lang ako ng aking superior. Kasi may requirement ang batas. The first requirement of the law is that the police who claims na inutusan lang siya, may order sa kanya, he or she must have an obligation to legal obligation to follow the order. So kung colonel ka o general ka, pwede mo bang sabihin sunod ko lang si colonel Hindi pwede. Kasi si general, wala siyang legal obligation na susundin ng utos ni colonel. That's the first element of order. Second, that the police officer claiming na sumunod lang siya sa order does not know that the order is unlawful or that the order itself dapat is not manifestly unlawful. So pag inutusan ka, patayin mo, defenseless person, sabihin mo lang nanlaban, klaro kaagad sa pulis na illegal yung order. Hindi pwedeng sabihin niya, hindi ko alam, illegal pala yun. Parang, di ba, it's really unheard of. Pag dinipensa niya sa korte, that defense will not prosper. So basically, yun muna ang doon sa claim na I just followed an order. Ngayon doon naman sa command responsibility, there is also a law that prohibits that. Ang batas, ang nakalagay sa batas, Mr. Chair, is this. That the superior is criminally responsible for the crimes committed by his or her subordinates, where, 1, the superior knew that crimes were being committed by his subordinates. Pwedeng sabihin ngayon ni General, hindi ko naman alam na nagko-commit ng crime pala ang aking subordinates. Pero ang batas placed a safeguard there. Ang sabi ng batas, or owing to the circumstances, you should have known that crimes were being committed by your subordinates. So, Mr. Chair, pag nangyayari ang EJK libo-libo mula apari hanggang hulo, at libo-libo rin nanlaban bigla, then that is already fulfilling the requirement of command responsibility. Even dito sa mga TARA system, if you were ordered by somebody, yung red lane yan dapat inspeksyonin yan Technically, by analogy, yan red lane yan dapat inspeksyonin yan. Inutusan ka ni sino man sa taas mo na hindi, ilagay mo sa green lane, may command responsibility ba si Commissioner? Yes. By analogy. Kasi he should have known, owing to the circumstances, he should have known. But there is another component to command responsibility. Not only this circumstance na, alam mo o hindi mo alam, but also the law states that the superior failed to have the subordinates investigated by competent authorities. Medyo papasok din yan sa command responsibility. Hindi mo pinaimbestigahan. Ginawa na yung mga illegal na mga yan. Of course, if it's RA 1951, extrajudicial killings, but by analogy nga sabi ko, even yung mga utos na, yung tanong kanina ni Chairman Abante na hindi mo alam. Parang, di ba? Pwede masangkot dyan yung superior, Madam Chair, in that sense, kasi yun ang requirements ng batas. Either you took measures, necessary measures, yun ang term ng batas, to suppress or prevent the crimes being committed by your subordinates, or that you have competent authorities investigate the crimes committed, Mr. Chair.
So, Mr. Chair, so kahit na ano pong crime no? Even doon sa pinag-uusapan sa drugs or dito sa lagayan system. It's the head of the agency na nag-utos or kung meron siyang order as regards that, as regard to that. So, yun po ba yung sa command responsibility?
Yes, well, by analogy, yung sinabi ko kanina hindi ko alam ang circumstance dito sa TARA system, pero I'm very sure there are administrative requirements dun sa command responsibility. What I just discussed are the criminal responsibility. And maybe, if there is in aid of legislation, maybe the committee can also recommend legislation na i-broaden na ito to include even circumstances such as this. Kasi dapat i-plug mo yan kasi they may claim, oh, it's RA 9851, iba naman ito. But to be sure, dapat may ganun din. Pwede namang sundin by analogy, Mr. Chair. Yung RA 9851, na ikaw, gumamit na ng crime owing to the circumstances, you should have known. Pangalawa, at least nung nalaman mo na later on, dapat pinaimbestigahan mo sa competent authorities.
Yes.
So para
with you indulgence of Congressman Pasco, na lang, no?
Yes,
I'd like to make a motion that we invite Commissioner Rubio to attend this hearing because itong si attorney, wala siyang alam eh. Di ba, wala kang alam? Am I right, attorney?
Wala siyang alam sa TARA.
May I be clarified, Your Honor?
Yeah, you're clarifying na. Wala kang alam, di ba?
Your Honor,
Sa TARA system, wala kang alam, di ba?
I have no information on that, Your Honor.
Wala kang alam.
Kaya si Chairman...
Wala kang alam, di ba?
Oo, wala. Wala siyang alam.
Oh. Mr. Chair, para hindi ako maniwala na ikaw ang fall guy ng Bureau of Customs, we would like to see Commissioner Rubio attend this hearing.
Okay.
Panahon pa ni Commissioner Paldon, andiyan ka na eh, sa Customs, Mr. Chair. Panahon pa ni Commissioner Paldon, Commissioner La Peña, nandun ka na sa Customs, and you're telling me right now you have no information on that? My goodness, anong palagay mo sa amin dito? Ha?
Mr. Chair, can I answer?
Okay.
I've been with the Bureau of Customs with the legal service since 2009. Yes, I've been one of the lawyers of Commissioner La Peña and Commissioner Faldon, Your Honor, always with the legal service.